Hello everyone, good day. This is Mom Neri and welcome to my channel. So for today's video, we shall have the psychological first aid module 1, which is validating feelings and normalizing reactions. In the conduct of psychological first aid, our first module is validating feelings and normalizing reactions. Here are the learning objectives of this module. So first is to identify feelings or reactions related to the pandemic or any form of disaster. And the second learning objective is to accept that all feelings and reactions are normal and valid. These are the materials needed for this session. We have small whiteboard and marker or band paper and marker, the sample graph of emotions, the common reactions of students to stressful events, and the handout, which is when terrible things happen.
Hi, how are you all feeling today? Before we begin, can you make sure that you have a sheet of paper with you, please? Kumusta kayo? Are you okay or not okay? Were you not okay 3 months ago but okay now? Were you okay at the start but okay now? Can I ask you to identify about 5 feelings or emotions that you have experienced during the past few months, weeks, or days? I will give you time to think about it. Using the sheet of paper, you are going to create a graph or a pie chart of feelings or emotions that you have or may have had during the crisis situations that you have experienced. Here is an example. On the x-axis, write down each of the feelings or emotions. On the y-axis, write the numbers 25, 50, 75, and 100 to represent the percentage of time that you were feeling that way. Rate each emotion or feeling based on how much or how often would you feel that way over the past few months, weeks, or days. I will give you 5 minutes to do this activity. Then after 5 minutes, I will ask some of those who have graphs and talk about it for a short while. If you are done, may I ask someone to share his graph? Or can somebody share or volunteer his work? During the sharing, you may also listen for feelings that may rate with 50% or higher. Acknowledge it and say if you felt the same. Since we are now done with the sharing, what were the feelings that were mentioned a lot? Write this down on your whiteboard or manila paper. What did you notice about your reactions to the different situations? Are these normal reactions to everything that you have experienced? I would like to show you this table of common reactions of students to stressful events. These are the common reactions of learners to stressful events. You may feel a strong responsibility to the family. You may feel anxious, brought about by the uncertainty of the future. You may also feel intense or prolonged grief for not being able to wake. You may become self-absorbed and self-pity. You may also experience changes in relationship with other people. Another common reactions of learners to stressful events includes that you may also start taking risk. You may engage in self-destructive behavior and have avoidant behavior and become aggressive. Due to what you are experiencing, you may experience major shifts in your view of the world, accompanied by a sense of hopelessness about the present and the future. You may also become defiant of authorities and parents while they start relying on peers for socializing through social media And you may also feel guilty and anxious having been separated from their loved ones due to lockdown. My dear learners, I want you to realize that these reactions are normal. What you may be feeling are normal because it's okay not to be okay. Now, I want to share with you a document called When Terrible Things Happen. Please read it because it can help you to better identify your reactions, and it also gives you a list of behaviors that can help you cope and behaviors that you should try to avoid. Highlight the feelings that are similar to those that were mentioned. Now, when terrible things happen, these are some immediate negative reactions you may experience. So, on the cognitive side or cognitive aspect, you may have confusion, worry, and self blame. When it comes to your emotional aspect, you may feel shock, sorry, you may feel also grief, sadness, fear, anger, numbed, irritability, guilt, and shame. May have fight with others or does not speak with others. And your physiological negative reactions could also be tired, also feel headache, muscle tension, stomach ache, difficulty sleeping, and you may experience fast heart rate. Now, what you are seeing are the positive reactions you may experience when terrible things happen. On the cognitive aspect, you may feel determined, courageous, optimistic, and faithful with what is happening. On the emotional aspect, you may feel involved, challenged, and mobilized. You may seek out others who can help you and help others who are also in need. And on the physiological side, you may experience alertness, readiness to respond, and increased energy. In crisis situations or during difficult times, here are some of the activities that may help your mental and emotional well being. First is talking to another person for support or spending time with others. You may also participate in a social group, taking breaks or engaging in positive distracting activities such as sports, hobbies, and reading. And you may also schedule pleasant activities. What also helps in these trying times is maintaining a normal schedule, focusing on something practical that you can do right now to manage the situation better. Getting enough sleep and adequate rest is also helpful. Exercising in moderation, using relaxation methods such as breathing exercises, meditation, calming self talk, and music. And of course, reminiscing about a loved one who has died, keeping a journal, and seeking counseling, especially if needed. If there are activities which are helpful to you, these are also some of the activities which you may think about, but these activities will not be helpful, such as using alcohol or drugs to cope, doing risky things such as driving recklessly, substance abuse, and not taking adequate precautions, extreme withdrawal from family or friends, withdrawing from pleasant activities, extreme avoidance of thinking or talking about the event or a death of a loved one, overeating or failing to eat are not helpful also, excessive TV or computer games and working too much. Also, violence or conflict are not helpful, not taking care of yourself, and of course, blaming others. Today, we learned that our reactions to the pandemic, to any stressful event or disaster, are normal and valid. How can you apply this learning to your life, especially because the pandemic is not yet over? Now, can someone come up with a short line that we can say all together that would sum up what you just learned? Okay, thank you very much. So, this module is telling us that it's okay to feel this way. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay that we may experience negative reactions or emotions during this stressful event, but take note that it's okay to feel this way. It's okay not to be okay. As a finale, I want you to hug yourself tight and tell yourself that you are doing great, that you are valuable, that you are loved, that you are safe, and that you are blessed.